Hello everybody. So today we will be talking about inputs and outputs in Python and basically how we manage the inputs, how to read data, and the outputs, how to put this data to be accessible, visible, or on the prompt or anywhere else. First, we'll see some output formatting. And with this, for example, we can use the F functionality of Python. For example, here we can embed those variables inside of the string here with this F function. And we have, for example, results of year. We have the variable like this and event. So the parsing of this string uses those curly brackets to embed the variables. Next, with some nice usage of Python Python sugar syntax, so we can make millions look just like this. Here we can see that we can use the format function as well and use those curly brackets as this one is for the first bracket for the first variable, this one is for the second variable, and the second variable we just take two. Let's say we do like two. We use this dot two just to say that this person dot two just to say that this percentage will be printed in a format with just two digits after the comma. We can do like dot three, and we will have 3 digits after the comma. Here we can also use str of s. It's like string of s, which is just a basic conversion of s. Here we can do a representation of s, which is actually taking the string literal and putting it inside a string. And you can see that they are quite different. And we'll see more on the difference later on. Here we can transform this number into a string. Like as I said, like string is a string conversion of whatever it's inside. It's a function to convert whatever to a string. Here we can have the embed these values. If we want to embed x and y into a string, we have to convert them to a string, of course, and then concatenate them inside the string of that we want to put them inside, and we can print this string, and we will have x and y this way. And here we have the importance of, for example, the difference between string and the wrapper. So if we put hello in string, we will skip a line here with the, we'll add a new line here after the hello world. But if we do a representation of this string and we try to print it, we'll print it with the new line, new line identifier, and this way you can or the new line functionality. And here is the measure, let's say, difference between string and wrapper, str and wrapper function. So here we can see more on wrapper function, as we can enter a tuple in it, and we will have multiple information inside a string. Next would be to format string literals. So we can format them like this way. We can take, for example, okay, we put math, and we can use it inside directly the f function. It's like here we use the f format as we used it first here, and we do dot or dot dot let's say here we just say that we take three digits here, or we can have 4 digits after the comma, and it's up to us. Here we can also try to format the values in a table format. Like imagine if we have, let's say, a dictionary, and we take those items and we put them, and here what we said is let's say this format is that we say that this name is taking 10 character space. So this 10 is like 10 character space, and this is the same, it's 10 character space. If we say, for example, let's say just 5, just to print like same spacing and to have very nice output, can be very useful for outputting. Here you can see is just 5, and we have this one is more than 5, so we can say maybe it's better for him to be 6, so we have them aligned. Here, let's say we want to add some animals. We can do it the same way we have done it before. How we can do the representation of animals, and this way you can have with this way we can have, it's like wrapper of animals. If we do something like this, would be like let's say this, it would be like something dog as a wrapper of animals, plus this would have something, you would have the same. So this is wrapper, and this is let's say string. Here more on string format method. So here you can have format nightly. They will be embedded in those 2 placeholders. You can use identifiers like indexes, and those indexes are for, this is 0, this is 1. If you do 0, 1, they will be like spam and X. If you do like 1, 0, they would be X and spam. Next forward, you would have also, you can index them in a key value format. You say, okay, this is the key, this is the value, and you can put in them like food, adjective, and they are here. Next can be also either put them first in a positional argumentation, or like what we have seen in the functions, or as a keyword argumentation. You can have 0, 1, and keyword. Next can be also for if you want to do the table here, you can just zip it and you will have everything in here. Here we can have also this kind of format. We give 2 placeholders for the first one, 3 placeholders for 3 character placeholders for the second one, and 4 for the fourth one. So we can have them aligned. One can do that, for example, in powers, and like here it's more for powers as well. So you can go on and on and on and on. You can also like or is 5 x 6 and so on, and you can have something like this. Here 3 we give it 5, 4 we give it 6, and 5 we give it say 7, and we'll have a whole table here. And you see it's pretty well aligned everywhere. We can also have some manual formatting. Here we will see this f_2 and f_3, and it's basically the same thing as here. Instead of using this format function and using this this syntax, we use the f_just functionality of representation. So each representation has, or string has, this kind of functionality in it. And you can add, okay, I want 2 placeholders, 3 character placeholders, and 4 character placeholders. And we can just do like this, and here we can say, okay, dark, and this, we give it some space, and here can say we do the same like we have done before, and we do 5, and we have 1 here as well. So here it's important to end it with just a space, because the normal ending of the print function is like a new line, and it will just deteriorate. Since we are inside of a loop here, it's better to just have 1 space and add whatever you want. The fill, it's really nice. It will fill your function with zeros on the left, whatever number of zeros. It also works for negative numbers. It will fill them with zeros from the left side. And just keep in mind that zfill, it will fill 7 characters placeholders. Here we have 3 and 4, including the comma and including the sign. So it has to do with the number of characters. Those functions have to do with the number of characters. Zfill 5, it will just print the same number, because you have the length of this string is bigger than the value in zfill. Forward, we can have this old formatting of Python. It's like a modulo. It's like the C formatting, since Python itself is really based on C programming language. We can like open this work file, we read its data, we close it, and now we can like we have some reading and writing files. Let's say you want to read a file or to write in a file. I open it like with writing here, but you can like open here the let's say in this example you want to open a file. There are 2 ways of opening a file. You have the way of opening it with f=open this file, and you would have to close it, and that's when it will come why I was showing you this. You can open it this way and you would have to close it, or you can open it with this with open function, and you don't need to do closed. And this is something pretty handy in Python that is not really in other programming languages, or probably not in the ones I know about. Maybe in some new programming languages you have very similar functionalities. So here it does the opening and the closing for you. So here if you open this one, you say okay, f closed, they will say false. So if you open with this, you have to close it. So if you close, you will close it. If you try to read it, you can't read it because the file is closed. But if you do this one, so you open it and you do whatever you want. Here you want to read your data, for example, you can read it, and here you can check if this file has been closed after this function, this with functionality, and here f is definitely closed. So more on methods on those file objects. So you can open this file and write in it with this writing parameter, and you can write in it like first line, second line, and also we can open it and read it. We say okay, we want to read 1, print read 1 is this, and read 2 is this. So if you open a file and you do f.reads, you will f.read will read the file and position your pointer, because you would have something like pointers. And if you do, you start your file with the pointer at the beginning, and if you read the file, let's say, if you do f.read, it will just read everything and put the pointer down. So if you try another f.read, you can't read anything because there is anything left, because you have read all the file. That's why this first f.read will have some input, and the second f.read wouldn't have some input. So you would read the file just once. Here, if you want to read the lines, so here you have the functionality of read lines. So if you want to read the lines line by line, you can do f1 line, read line 1 will get the read line 1, and the read line 2 will get the read line 2, the line 2. There is something else. So if we read all lines, like f.read lines, or even without print, for example, let's say I would just do f.read lines. Here we don't have anything left for these files to read, because all the lines have been read already. So here you have seen, and f.read lines, which is a very useful functionality, is that it returns a list with all the lines. And here you can't read anything else because all the lines have been read, following the same constructs about where your cursor or your pointer is on the file. Here you can do the same. You can read it this way for line in F. Like you can actually access your work file with just the for loop. So actually, your F is like a collection of let's say of lines. So if you do like this F, what is this F? Is it's an object. It's an object that takes IO wrapper objects that has this kind of data. And this can be interpreted. It's like it's an iterator. We have seen iterators, I guess. They are more in the classes objects. So we will have to see iterators very soon as well. So it's kind of an iterator. So we can do like next of F, and yeah, we'll have like we can just comment these ones, and we will have. Yes, we have a line here. So F is like an iterator on the lines. Like in Python, it reads, in this language, we read files line by line. So the line visualization of a file is quite the thing here. Next would be, okay, we open the same file and we write, we have some value and we try to write this value inside the the file. So here we try to write f.write, so it will give us where we have our pointer. So if we try to open this file and check where are we as f, print next of f, can see here. So we have printed this kind of value. So the string of this value, we converted this value to a string, and we have written this string into this file. So if we open the file as a read mode, let's say, yeah, we have writing mode, we have reading mode, and everything. If we open it in a read mode, we have this kind of answer. Last thing with this episode is that we can deal with JSON data in Python in a very nice way. So we have mostly two functionalities to use with Python that are the most useful. It's the dumps function, dumps x, and load x. So let's say x, it's a list. and you want to dump this x. So we have, this is a JSON, let's say a JSON object. So we can do JSON.dump x in F. You can put this file in a, you can load the data with JSON to this file. So what is mean JSON.dump xf, and it's not dumps, it's dump. You can put the x data, whatever list or dictionary you have. If you're familiar with JSON are like mostly like dictionaries in Python. And in the internet you have them all around the way, everywhere. It's a JSON. Like if you work with APIs, with the data over the internet, it's mostly today JSON. And here we can read this data. So if we want, we can, and here we load this x with json.load. But this is just take these JSON functionalities just to save and load data locally. So that's it for today, and see you in the next episode.